How's it going, everybody? Got another video for you tonight. I'm just cleaning some more pipes. There are actually a few of the pipes that I put in that video a couple weeks ago that I was cleaning. I hadn't gotten to a couple of them, so I'm here doing it now. I don't really have a specific topic for this video. I just kind of want to talk about a few things. Number one, for smoking cardboard. Figured you like this. Got to represent the Green Bay Packers, even if I am all the way out here in California. So old smoking cardboard up there in Wisconsin, he'd appreciate that. At least I'm assuming he's from Wisconsin. I think he is. It's now December 27th, a couple days after Christmas. Before I move on to that, I'm smoking a little Sarah L. Tang. Hopefully you can see that pretty decent. Little Sarah L. Tang. It's like a bent, eggy, brandy shape with a teardrop shank. I think I've smoked it in a video before. Smoking a little Capstan Blue Ready Rubbed. But pretty good. I haven't actually smoked Capstan before. Because I generally don't smoke a whole lot of just pure straight Virginias. I do smoke them on occasion, but they're not my favorite. Some of you guys watching some of my other videos probably know by now that Virginia Periques or something along those lines are generally my favorite. But I do like English blends. I like blends with Kentucky, things like that. But I'm not the biggest Burley fan. So other than that, we are somewhere between 250 and 300 subscribers, the channel is. So I appreciate that, you guys. I would have never thought that I would ever get, even over 50 subscribers. I'm not really sure what that actually means, but I guess I appreciate that. And it's good knowing that there's people out there that are getting something out of your videos. And a lot of people post comments, and that's helpful. I like interacting with people in the YouTube pipe community and just talking and stuff. And so that's cool. I appreciate that. So here we are a couple days after Christmas, and I'm gonna try to not make this a super long video, but it's a couple random topics I want to talk about. So this video is more about, smoking a pipe. We're sitting here cleaning pipes and just sort of talking about, things, right? Some observations. So this year, my wife and I decided that we weren't going to do anything for each other for Christmas. That's fine. But a couple days before Christmas, I was really getting this feeling like I was doing something wrong, I personally like the exchange of gifts. People talk about like their love language, right? And it's, acts of kindness or acts of service, physical touch, etc., right? There's like 5 of them or something. I think that one of mine is whatever the gift giving is. I don't know if that's an act of kindness or whatever, but among others, I do like I like the exchange of gifts between loved ones. I think that and not in like a shallow way, not like, oh, I like to get stuff. I think that it's good because you how do I phrase this without it sounding bad? Well, it's probably going to sound bad, but it forces you to stay engaged in your family and your family's hobbies and your family's interests, if that makes sense, right? So And like I said, I know that sounds bad, but it really isn't meant to be a bad thing. It's just it could be so easy for you to just become disconnected with your family's loves and interests and things that they really enjoy doing. If you didn't, because I like to give gifts that um, are things that's not necessarily that people need, but things that people want, right? Things that like fire them up. If your hobby, like my dad doesn't like to golf, but if my dad liked to golf, and I was able to get him like a new golf bag or something like that, or a new putter, or whatever the case is, and that really fired him up. That's what I enjoy seeing. You know, I enjoy seeing the happiness in people when they get something that they're truly gonna enjoy and use. And I mean, maybe it is superficial, but I don't know. I like it. So I uh, I didn't get my wife anything, even though I was feeling bad about it. I talked to her about it a couple days ahead of time. I had at Christmas. Her response was pretty funny. I basically had tried to have the same conversation I'm having with you guys now, and girl. And she said, she's obviously not on the same page as me, because she said, um, "Oh, I really like that we didn't do anything. It's been a lot easier for me." I was like, okay, well, whatever, whatever makes you happy. It's just, I guess it was just all in my head. She didn't, obviously, she didn't mind. Well, whatever. Um, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, you know? Maybe it's just me. But I like it. I like to give people stuff that, they're going to use and enjoy. I don't know. Appreciate all the feedback on my tobacco reviews. Um, I'd like to do some other things other than tobacco reviews. That's kind of why I'm doing this right here, right now, just having a conversation. Um, but I like to do the tobacco reviews because I find them useful when other people do them. So today is, like I said, it's December 27th, so it's Monday. I took this whole week off, Monday through Friday. I just needed a break. Um, I've only been at this current I've only been at this current job for a year, um, but um, it's been kind of a difficult transition from my old job. Uh, I was number one. I was sold a job that uh, well, basically I was told it was going to be one thing, and essentially it kind of turned into another in terms of the job dynamics, who you report to, uh, the amount of travel that would be required, and the flexibility of the travel that would be required. It's a work from home job, which I also found out I do not like at all. There's no separation from your work and your home environment. So something or somebody pisses me off at work, I'm at home when they piss me off, and that just sort of carries over into my home life, which is not ideal. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I actually really, really enjoyed my old job, but I wanted to get some different experience and some training and just sort of, branch out a little bit. And boy, what a mistake that was. I tell you what. I tell you what. I tell you what. And they actually had a position come back open. So I applied for it, and I think I was second or third in the interviews. And the boss there I know real well. And I called her up and afterwards and just said, thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate that. Obviously would love to come back in the future. And sometimes you never really know how that's going to work out. I didn't leave on bad terms. Everyone knew why I was leaving was because I wanted to get some new experience, some new training, and maybe be able to do some things that come up in my current place of employment more than at my old place of employment, that would allow me to sort of become a better overall employee, right, in my particular job field. So I was very forthcoming about that when I left, and I certainly hope there's no animosity about anything. It doesn't seem like there is, and my old supervisor, I feel like she'd be pretty honest with me about that, and she said that it definitely wasn't the case, that I was blackballed in any way or anything like that. It's just a really competitive field. I actually know the individual extremely well that got the job. I've known that person for quite some time, and that person we worked together at. I know this is kind of speaking in code, but we worked together before, and they wanted to go back. And I wanted to go back. So there it is. But there's always other opportunities. There's always other things coming up. But I told my wife tonight, I was like, I'm only on day 1 here of my week off. The only thing I learned is that I don't want to go back. So I actually spent the day looking for jobs, which there isn't much out there, at least in my particular field. But I'm not desperate enough yet to step out of my field and go try something new. But it may get to that point. You never know. Never know. So we did Christmas at my house here, my wife and my kid, and my wife's mom came, and her brother, and my parents came over, I think, and that was it. We did prime rib on Christmas Eve and ham on Christmas Day. It was a good time. Everyone got some good stuff. It wasn't overboard. Wasn't overkill at all. One other thing I wanted to mention, and we'll probably wrap the video up here. I'm just trying something a little bit different where we just have I just sit and talk, see if you guys like it. But one thing I did want to bring up was the video I did about the 5 tobaccos that are highly rated that I don't like. It seems to have gotten a lot of positive response, which is a good thing. Don't get me wrong. I would much rather have positive response than negative response. Some people disagree, but in a positive way, which is perfect. That's what this is for, right? I guess I expected a lot more trolly responses, right? A lot more, I don't know. I don't even know what you would say, whatever. I expected a lot more like through and through negative responses. I expected to get some backlash for that. I was going to hurt some people's feelings, but it's been really positive so far. So that's another thing I want to thank you guys for, and the YouTube pipe community in general. Understanding that we all have opinions, and just because I have my opinion doesn't mean yours has to be different, or just because you have your opinion doesn't mean I can disagree with it or can't disagree with it. So that's really cool. And like I said, I think that's a testament to the YouTube pipe community. Just being able to take a step back and say, it doesn't really matter, right? But the response has been overly positive. So I wanted to thank all of you for that. I do appreciate that, and maybe I'll do something like that in the future. But maybe I kind of had an idea for tobaccos that nobody likes that I like, right? Which I think I can only think of a couple, like maybe 2 or 3 tops that are not super highly rated that I enjoy. So I don't know, maybe that's not the best idea, but maybe we'll do it anyway. Oh, one last thing. I've been flirting with the idea of making my own pipe instruments or even pipes for a long time. I'm generally not very mechanical. I can do some basic work on trucks and cars and lawnmowers and things like that. So I don't know how it would go if I did decide to do this, but a buddy of mine has a metal lathe, and I don't know what kind of condition it is in. I don't know how old it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what he has with it, but he told me that if I wanted it, I could have the lathe. Supposedly it's a tabletop lathe, which is what I want. I don't want anything bigger than, you guys probably can't see it, but that big, whatever that, like 3 feet long, that's not 3 feet, but that's 3. You know how it is. Something in the 8 to 9 foot range, or 8 to 9 inch by 18 to 24 inch would probably be good for me. That's what he said he had. So we'll see. I'm gonna hopefully go take a look at it in a couple days. He lives about an hour away, so hopefully I'm gonna take a look at it in a couple days. And he said I could have it, and he's got a box full of bits and cutting tools and this and that and other kind of instruments. And he said I could have it all for $600. So I've had some ideas for making pipe tampers, which there's a guy, once I had this idea for making pipe tampers, I did a big search on Google to see if there's a particular anyone out there that does make pipe tampers the way I had the idea to do it. And there is at least one person that does it. So we'll see how that goes, but I think it's kind of cool. The pipe tampers that I had in my mind were basically exactly what he makes. So it's kind of a bummer, but also kind of cool. But I mean, it's so hard to have an original idea anymore. They're just, so much has been thought of. So anyway, I might get a little metal lathe, and I might start screwing around with, making tampers, or I don't know, making anything. Whatever it is, I don't really know. I don't have any experience with a lathe whatsoever, and I've always wanted to mess with one. So maybe I'll get one and start messing with one. If anyone out there has any tips or tricks, or particular individuals on YouTube that knows a lot about lathes and how to use them and set them up and all that kind of stuff, I would be interested in hearing about it. If there's any good books out there or anything like that, any good, reputable, I would say, information regarding lathes, metal lathes, and their operation, and how you can use them and what you can use them for and things like that, I'd be interested. So leave it in the comments down below and let me know what's out there. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to talk about. Like I said, this is kind of a test to say, like, let's just start recording and talk about whatever jumps in my mind and see what people think about it. In terms of capstan, there will be a review on the channel at some point. Spoiler alert, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what I actually think of it. Huh. Yeah, adios.